Hello, English learners, and welcome back to the English Insight Podcast, your cozy place to listen to real English, real voices, and real conversations. English you can actually use in your daily life. I'm Sarah, and I'm really happy you're here with us today. Whether you're listening while walking, relaxing at home, or just trying to escape the noise of the day, you're in the right place. This podcast is not about perfect grammar. It's about feeling comfortable with English. It's about listening, understanding, and slowly building confidence. And of course, I'm not alone today. Daniel is here with me.
Hey everyone! It's great to be back. I'm Daniel, and I'm really glad you decided to spend a few minutes of your day with us. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been listening for a while, welcome back, friend. Just a quick reminder before we start. This episode is friendly for B1 learners, but if you're a strong beginner or even more advanced, you can still enjoy it. You don't need to understand every word. Really, you don't. Just listen, relax, and let the English flow.
Exactly. Think of this like sitting in a cafe. Two people at the next table are talking in English, and you're quietly listening. No pressure, no tests, no stress. And today, we're going to talk about something very practical, something many friends talk about, but not many people learn how to talk about in English. Daniel, do you want to tell them what today's topic is?
All right. Today's episode is called Two Friends Planning a Trip Together. And this is not just a fun conversation. It's a useful one. Because planning a trip is something you might actually do in real life, with friends, classmates, coworkers, or even online. You'll hear how we share ideas, agree and disagree politely, talk about money, time, and expectations, and solve small problems together. All in natural, everyday English.
Yes, and as always, we'll speak clearly, we'll slow down when needed, and we'll repeat useful phrases naturally. And at the end of the episode, we'll do a gentle word tour. We'll revisit some key words and phrases and explain them calmly, step by step. So if something sounds new right now, don't worry. We've got you. Before we jump in, take a second to like this episode, follow the podcast, share it with a friend who's learning English, and leave us a comment. It really helps the podcast grow.
All right, Sarah. Let's imagine this. You and I are friends. We've both been busy, tired, maybe a little stressed. And one day, one of us says, "Hey, we should go somewhere." So, Sarah, when you hear the idea of planning a trip with a friend, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Honestly, freedom. The idea of leaving daily routines behind. No alarms, no rushing, just time, and a good friend to share it with. But right after that feeling, reality kicks in. Questions start popping up. Where are we going? How much will it cost? How much time do we have? And most importantly, can we actually plan this together without stress?
That's so true. Trips sound romantic at first, but planning them is a whole different story. That's why today's conversation matters, because it's not just about travel. It's about communication, listening, compromising, and learning how to express your ideas clearly in English. So, where would you like to go, Sarah, if this trip became real?
If I'm being honest, I don't want anything too complicated. I imagine a place where we can slow down, maybe a small town by the sea, or a quiet city with cafes, bookstores, and long walks, somewhere we don't need a strict plan. We wake up, have breakfast, and decide the day as it comes. No pressure, no rushing. What about you, Daniel?
That sounds really nice, actually. I like the idea of flexibility. For me, the most important thing isn't the place, it's the experience. Good food, interesting conversations, and moments where we just sit quietly and enjoy being there. But I also know myself. I like having at least a loose plan, not a schedule, just a direction.
That's such a you answer. And honestly, that's where many friends struggle. One person wants freedom, the other wants structure. And this is a great moment to practice English, because instead of saying, I don't like your idea, you can say things like, I see your point, or that makes sense, but soft language keeps friendships healthy.
Exactly. For example, I could say, I love the idea of relaxing, but I feel more comfortable when we have a basic plan.
No conflict, no drama, just honesty. So, Sarah, how would you respond to that? I'd probably say, that's fair. We can plan the big things and leave the small moments open. See? It becomes teamwork. And this is something listeners can copy directly. You're not just learning words, you're learning how to communicate.
That's the magic part. English isn't only grammar. It's timing, tone, and choosing kind words. All right, let's move to the next real-life topic. Money.
Ah, yes. The silent friendship killer. Talking about money feels uncomfortable for many people, but avoiding it causes even more problems later. So instead of feeling awkward, we can use clear, calm English. For example, we should talk about the budget early. Simple, respectful.
Absolutely. And we don't need exact numbers at first. We can say things like, I'm trying to keep costs low, or I'm okay spending a bit more for comfort. That helps set expectations.
Yes, because when expectations are clear, friendships stay strong. Trips end, memories stay. And language helps shape those memories. So, Daniel, what would be one thing you'd never skip on a trip?
Easy. Good coffee. I can survive bad weather, long walks, even wrong directions, but not bad coffee.
That's fair. And look at that. Another useful phrase for our listeners. That's fair. Simple, natural, and very English. All right, let's continue this trip idea and talk about timing next, because choosing when to travel is just as important as choosing where.